Hello and welcome to Market Today. I'm Siddharth Zarabi and with me now is Rajesh Jejurikar, Executive Director and CEO of the Auto and Farm sector for Auto Major M&M. Welcome to the show, Rajesh. Take us through the key performance highlights of the first quarter, particularly the profitability numbers.
Thanks, Siddharth, and thanks for having me on the show. It's been a very good operating performance for us. When we leave out a couple of exceptional one-timers, mark-to-market from last year's quarter one, our PAT for the business grew 20%. Uh, but I think what we feel really good about is in the core businesses of auto and tractors, we had a very healthy margin increase along with the market share growth. So we gained market share, revenue market share in SUVs. We've had some very good feedback to the launch of the 3XO. And we were able to grow our auto margins to a level of 9.5% PBIT margin, which we think is a very healthy margin achievement for auto. On the tractor side, we gained about 1.8% market share in the quarter. And again, we were able to improve our core tractor margins to come to a level of 19.7%. So all in all, when in a business you're able to get your market performance, which is when I'm saying market performance, I mean from a sales and market share standpoint, and able to manage margins, then we really feel good about the outcome. That's where we are at the end of quarter one.
What's the outlook for margins for the remaining part of the financial year?
Yeah, so margin, we can't give a guidance, unfortunately, but if I was to kind of just answer that question for the industry outlook on the tractor side, we've said we expect the full year to be at 5% positive. And on the SUV side, though the industry outlook is a little slower, we have maintained that we'll grow at 15 to mid to high teens in the SUV segment. So that's how we're looking at from a volume point of view. Margins is something that we will calibrate as we go along, but both the businesses are on a very healthy margin level right now.
Within the auto segment, which has reported the highest Q1 volumes ever, as we understand, what is the segment that is driving growth within that particular?
Clearly, it's the SUVs, where we've had 24% volume growth in SUVs. The LCV growth has been coming more out of market share because the industry has not grown through last year and continued to be flattish even in the quarter one this year. So really, the 14% is really a function of SUV portfolio growing at 24% in the quarter.
Rajesh, how has the new launch, and you touched upon that in the first answer, how has the initial response to the 3XO been?
The initial response to the 3XO has been really fabulous. What is heartening is the fact that we've been able to bring in many new customer segments into our portfolio. So about 20-25% of 3XO buyers have been first-time vehicle buyers. So that's a very new segment for Mahindra. 20 odd percent have been people who were looking at buying hatchbacks or smaller SUVs, which is also a new segment for us. So we have seen a very good feedback, but more importantly, very good feedback from segments we were not addressing earlier.
Do you think this is going to see a further uptick in the run up to the festive season?
Yeah, so we hope the festive season will be very positive. That this time all the festival is primarily happening in October. Uh, and we would have a new launch in the market by the festival season as well. So we are looking forward to the festival season with optimism.
Rajesh, what details can you share with us at this stage regarding the new launch?
Well, the detail I can share with you is the date. It's going to be 14th, 15th August, where we're going to launch the Thar Rocks, as we've come to call it. And it's much more than adding a few doors, and this it's going to be different, very exciting, different category, bringing in a lot of premiumness and sophistication.
Wonderful. That's good news. The monsoon has panned out pretty decently so far, although there are some concerns about the distribution of it. But from a rural economy consumption point of view and for your business, what does this monsoon foretell?
The monsoons in July, in most parts of the country, Siddharth, has been very, very good. There are, as in any, monsoon run up, a few states which do have a rate or a level which is lower than the LPA. In this case, we've seen parts of East still lagging, Bihar and so on. And Punjab, Haryana has been a little slower. Some parts of Eastern UP adjoining Bihar, but otherwise the positive news is the West and South, which really had bad monsoons through the last year, have seen a very, very good monsoon build-up.
Rajesh, what's the input cost picture looking like? Uh, Raw material costs, as I understand, have been up 11% on a year-on-year basis. Do you expect input prices to stabilize, or will these costs continue to rise?
Yeah, so the surge in the industries on select commodities, copper, aluminum, some of these have seen a big surge. But rubber has seen some kind of an increase, but steel has seen increase, but is not that high. So overall, we wouldn't at this point of time be at this point of time. I'm reinforcing the word. Be very concerned about the commodity prices going up, but commodity is a very dynamic situation, so you don't know what can trigger it. But at this point of time, commodities are within reasonable range of what we've been predicting it to be at.
For our viewers, those who are also looking at the services part of the overall M&M performance, there are numbers that clearly show a established trend that exists. Rajesh, as far as the new launches are concerned, I heard you on the Thar, but what are your plans, if you could speak once again about them, because I recall in the past also the company has provided color on this with regard to hybrid cars.
Yeah, so Siddharth, we've been talking about this fair bit. Our focus has been on creating an exciting EV portfolio. We'll get into that in 2025. We believe that that is the right journey from a national priority standpoint, because that is what will help bring down emissions dramatically. That is what will bring down fuel bill dramatically. And as charging infrastructure comes in with the right products, which excite customers to want to make the switch, we think there's a big upside in the EV journey. Hybrids is not something that we are going to be not looking at. So if there is a customer segment which needs it at an appropriate time, we can look at getting into it. But our main strategy is around creating exciting electric vehicles.
Okay, Rajesh, that's a good point to end this conversation on. Thank you very much for taking out the time to provide us a quick glimpse into M&M's auto and farm sector performance in the first quarter.